Tom, thank you for coming on, brother.
No worries,
Appreciate you.
No, thanks, mate.
We've got fucking a lot to talk about, bro, with you.
Yeah.
Super keen to get into it.
Yeah.
Tell us who you are, bro. What do you do? Just a tiny little background about yourself.
No worries. I'm Tom Calligan. So I'm 39 years old this year. So I'm a tradie and amateur bodybuilder, and a recovering addict. In recovery. So
where'd you grow up? You grew up here?
I grew up in Wogan. So pretty close.
Yeah.
So yeah, mate. North, south side.
Yeah, sweet, bro. So, bro, there is a lot to fucking unravel, eh? So, tell us, man, what was your childhood like? Like, how did that kind of shape you? So,
my childhood. So, look, I had pretty supportive parents in most aspects of my life, I suppose. Have a younger brother. So, growing up, I was a real sporty kid. Growing up, was always sport was my outlet for everything. Throughout high school, high school, primary school, it was always soccer, rugby, athletics. It was a very, very active childhood for myself. And then I suppose once I sort of started getting into my 20s and adolescence, and the sport sort of started to dwindle away a little bit. And I suppose I've seen a lot of my mates and whatnot sort of take different paths in life. And, for me, sport was everything. And I suppose once I was in my 20s and that sort of started slipping away, lots of aspects of my life started changing, I suppose. I didn't know how to regulate a lot of my emotions. Certain events in my life, I suppose, like breaking up with my first partner and losing a house, just set me on a bad trail of, drug abuse and addiction, to say the least.
Yeah, wow. When was the first time you got into drugs?
Sort of, I suppose I started dabbling them in sort of my late teens. Just started out with just party drugs.
Was that while you're still playing sport? Or?
Yeah. Well, truly.
Just as a kid, just as a kid.
Around. Yeah, just on the weekend with your mates, you might go out to a party and, have a bit of a dabble and smoke a little bit of pot, or, started out with a little bit of amphetamines, like a little bit of speed, or, a pill here and there. And to most part, it was a harmless sort of thing to do with your mates on the weekend. So that was the sort of the first little dabble for myself with drugs. So.
Yeah, well, man. So when you quit sport, you found you had a void or something?
Most definitely. I felt like there was, like I was saying, growing up, there was a lot of sport was everything for me. And once I sort of gave that up, and there was a big void in my life. There was no endorphins, and I just felt like I had lost my path. Sport also kept me grounded, and I don't know, it kept me regimented, I suppose. That was always in the back of my head, my focus. Always wanting to be better at whatever sport I was playing. For me, it was soccer, and just training in general, gym, just wanting to be better.
I feel like a lot of people that are into sport, when they stop doing the sport, whether it be like a mental health thing or like an injury, a lot of the time, since they're such like passionate, not impulsive, but like exaggerated people, they often fall into pits like that.
Well, truly.
Like the drug, I think, because the drug gets them that dopamine hit that they would have had with the training.
Yeah.
Or it numbs the fact that they can no longer train.
Yeah. So I've also had other friends, that have played sport at a high level and succumbed to an injury, and they've sort of fell down the same sort of road and gone down the same path. Leading back to that, you're not getting that endorphin or dopamine hit from something you were so passionate about, I suppose. Growing up, or that was a big part of your life, which I think a lot of people that were into their sports or were playing at a high level of sport will probably relate to it.
So when was the first time you realised, like, oh fuck, I've got a drug problem?
Oh, look, there's been many periods, I suppose, but would have been. I can think of many aspects. I probably think the first time would have been, I think I'd come home from the weekend. I hadn't slept. I think we went out on a Thursday night with my mates, and I remember, I think we were at a house, and I'm pretty certain, went out with all my mates on the Thursday night, and basically from after we had gone out, I don't think I had gotten home till late the Sunday afternoon. From Thursday.
What the fuck?
Still in all the same fucking clothes.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Didn't even shower?
Didn't shower. Hadn't slept. I just remember I was always the last one up or back from wherever we'd been. And my weekends would usually be turn into some sort of adventure.
Yeah.
And most of the time my mates would be dumbfounded. Be going out with them on a Thursday night and I'd be the last one home on a Sunday.
Yeah, that's wicked, bro.
And there'd be many a times where I'm looking back and thinking, fuck, this isn't a normal routine. This isn't normal for something that someone's doing.
Yeah.
Even some of my mates, that to me, everything was taken to an extreme. I suppose that old saying, especially from the drug aspect, like once I started it, there was nothing really stopping me. I suppose the only thing that was really stopping me was my morals, that I still had to go to work, still had to, at the time I was still living with my parents, so still having to go home and front up to them the next day.
Yeah.
Or,
act normal.
Yeah. Try to act normal.
Think you act normal.
Think you act normal, yeah.
Fucking retarded.
Yeah, well and truly,
Yeah.
So that was probably the first little aspect, I suppose, of my life when I realised drugs were starting to become an issue. Especially, when I started stuff, during the week, I was starting to, obviously, after you're coming down and whatnot, and being at work and just not obviously having a good time because you're coming down. And then obviously, I started suffering from anxiety issues, fucking depression issues, and all the other aspects that go along with like heavy drug use,
Well, that's the thing, bro. Like you just nailed it. Like they're the issues that go along with heavy drug use. Well, doesn't mean you have depression. Doesn't mean you have anxiety. You're using drugs.
Correct.
You can't treat someone with like this ADHD medication, all this crap. If the person is using drugs, you cannot treat them.
No.
Because they're fucking cooked. No. And then they can be 2 weeks off drugs where they're still cooked.
Yeah.
Their dopamine, the serotonin, everything is fried in their head.
Oh, truly.
So before you can start diagnosing people with those issues or self-diagnosing yourself with stuff like that, you need to be sober. It's that simple.
Well, truly. I'm sure
these people do have issues, but it's just, what I'm getting at is like, don't be throwing more medications at shit.
No.
And doctors love to do that, throw medications out. It's not going to help.
No. I suppose a perfect example, you look at antidepressants as a thing, so that's probably one of the most common things GPs will throw at people, when you've got depression, you've got some anxiety going on. At the end of the day, all that's doing is just masking the issue or masking the problem. You're not actually dealing with the problem itself.
No.
So, you can have you can be as depressed as you want, but at the same time, taking antidepressant, you're just depressing emotions, depressing feelings that you should be feeling.
Yeah, bro, that's the thing. You need to feel good, but you also need to feel bad.
Correct.
And then you have to feel medium, feel neutral.
And at the same time, like I suppose looking at that as well, like you basically, even though you're taking a prescription from the GP or from the doctor, you're almost still medicating yourself similar to what you were when you were taking drugs.
Of course.
And
if you're still on drugs, then you're just taking more drugs.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
That's crazy, bro. So was there a point when your parents realised that you were using drugs?
Oh, there were plenty of. I think I remember distinctly one of the first times my mum came into my room, and it was after a big weekend, and she actually come into my room holding a couple of snappy bags that she found in my pants that she pulled out of the washing.
What'd she say to you?
Just sheer disappointment. I could just see it in her face. Just sheer disappointment, I suppose.
What did you think about yourself when she saw that?
Oh, look, at the time, I suppose it was just like harmless fun at the beginning, and I'm sure fucking, most parents would look at that and think, oh, look, there's going to be a period where your kids are getting older, they're going to go out and they're going to experiment, But I suppose for me, when it was becoming an every weekend thing to begin with, and then it was becoming a during the week thing, and then especially knowing that my parents could progressively see me getting worse,
Deteriorating.
Yeah. And I remember there was a distinct period of my life as well. This is further along in my addiction. I remember one morning I was at home. This is probably near the peak of my addiction, and my dad wasn't never really an emotional sort of guy. He was a bit of a sort of like that. That era where you're still like the hard sort of harder sort of dad. And I remember coming home and I was so fucked up one morning. I remember sitting down and trying to fill out my Centrelink payments on the computer with one eye open because I was just so fucked up. And I remember just sitting there and looking at my dad and just watching tears running down his face.
Really?
Yeah. That was the first time I've ever seen my old man cry.
Because you saw that you were just
fucking how fucked up I was.
And what did you think of that?
I felt like a piece of shit.
Yeah, that's what did register that.
That's when I realised I have a fucking real bad issue.
How old were you then?
I was in my early 20s.
Yeah.
But
you kept going.
Kept going.
Why'd you keep going?
Just sheer stupidity, self-loathing, hated myself. I just
all stacks up.
Yeah, mate. Yep. Just
it's hard to stop when you already feel like a fucking piece of shit.
Well, it just sort of makes you sort of almost justify it to yourself that
you're already there.
That's it.
What are you going to do now?
That's it. I think for myself, it just felt like I succumbed to addiction, where there was periods where I'd be sitting down or come down going, well, this is it. This is my life. This is just how I am. This is how I am as a person. I'm just giving up. This is just how I am. There's nothing that's going to be able to change me. I just can't stop.
Yeah, it's a scary feeling too.
Yeah, well,
it's a really scary feeling, man. Like when you need to stop, but you can't. Like that feeling is enough to just bring a man down to tears, bro. I remember standing in the kitchen, man, looking at the cupboard. You know what I mean? Like when Mrs. was there, when I couldn't stop, and I just gave up, bro. I was like, I can't stop this.
Yeah,
I actually can't. Especially if you get sober for a little bit and then you fucking fuck up again.
Yep.
And it's like, why? And at this predicament, like when I was at that moment that I just spoke about, where I was just like, man, I can't stop. I already had a new job. I didn't even have a job. I quit my job. I didn't hang around the people. You know what I mean? I was in a completely new life, and I was 6 months sober, and I still fucked up.
Yeah.
It's like, why did I just fuck up again?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, how? Like, what else can I change? Like, there's nothing else I can change.
Yeah.
I don't even have a job because I can't physically work because I'll get on the drugs.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's a wicked spot to be, man. There's always hope there. You just keep fucking going.
Well, truly. You don't give up. I think that there were plenty of times where I'd had 6 months clean. I've got 6 months clean up, and then I'd relapse, or I'd have 3 months clean, and then I'd relapse, and that went on for a good 4 to 5 years. Especially once I started getting heavy into methamphetamine.
So how did you escalate into that?
I suppose it was just a progressive.
Chasing a bigger high.
Yeah, pretty much. It's just
how did you introduce to that?
Just friends of friends, or was out and just run into old acquaintances, and some of them I hadn't seen in a couple of years, and their addiction, and they were on a similar path to what I was on, and they'd progressively gotten worse, and then they'd been introduced to that, which in turn then introduced me to it.
So you were just sitting around with them or something, you were just doing your own shit, or just looking for something, and then try this.
Yeah, pretty much.
And so I started.
Pretty much, yeah. Do you want to try this?
Once you tried that, first of all, what was in your mind when you first tried that? Before you tried it and during?
I suppose before I tried it, I was thinking, at that stage, I suppose.
Because you've obviously remember the stigma of it. It's fucking really high.
I suppose at that stage, I think, is there any possible way to get any higher than what it had already been? I was already going out doing 10, 15, 20 pills a night some nights. Drinking, smoking, doing bits of everything, And I suppose it got to the point where I was like, well, maybe this is going to get me to where I want to be,
higher.
This is going to get me higher. This is going to just take away or put me in a place where I'm not going to think it will be that person I wanted, what I didn't want to be.
Yeah. Did you get higher?
Hell yeah.
So what did you do when you actually experienced that first high? What was your first thought? It was obviously all positive at the time.
Oh, well and truly. I thought it was the best thing ever. I thought I was invincible.
Yeah.
I thought
about your first come down.
First come down, it was pretty bad. I probably hadn't slept for a couple of days. it was fucking horrible, to be honest. You know, so just self-torture. I don't know how else to put it. You know, it was basically just your death on legs, really. You know,
just sleeping for days.
Sleeping for days, yeah, man. Especially with that stuff that I was doing. You know, there would be 4 days no sleep. You know, sometimes
that's what fucks you too, man. Like no sleep is huge.
Oh, truly.
That's when you start seeing things. Like, man, there was times I was on coke and that, and I hadn't slept for a day or two, and that's when you start hearing voices. You start seeing things.
Yep.
You know what I mean? There's times like I shouldn't have been driving, but man, I was a fuckwit. There's times I was driving and I'd literally see some fucking person next to me riding a bike, and then I'd look away for a sec and look back. It's just a tree.
Yep.
It wasn't even a person.
No.
You know what I mean? And that's the sleep deprivation plus the fucking drug.
Oh, yeah, well and truly. I think that's also, you know, sleep deprivation also leads into psychosis. You know, I suffered from psychosis for many months as well. During, after I was using, you know, even in periods where I'd been clean for the first couple of weeks, you know, there was psychosis in many circumstances, just because the amount of drugs I was using in between, you know.
Just fried the brain.
Just absolutely fried me. You know, like you were saying, it was chasing shadow people, thinking people were trying to kill me, you know, reading. I remember that even at that stage, that's when MSN Messenger and shit was still around, you know. I remember sitting on the computer, and reading messages from people or friends or whatnot, and then going back and reading over the same messages 5 days later, and it just, in my head, just complete, utter, just craziness, like just making up situations, making up words, like making up, you know, just like things are just so out there that just were not happening.
Yeah, I've dealt with stuff like before, man. Like I've had people that are friends that were on that shit, and they would ring you in the morning and like accuse you of something. Yeah, usually to do with their missus or something crazy, and it's like, bro, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like, I am at work.
Yep.
Like, I want nothing to do with your missus.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's always some fucking,
mate,
some crazy shit out.
Yep. You know, there's many situations. I remember there was one night I ended up close to the city one night. And I just was in that bad of psychosis. I ended up thinking my mates were fucking against me and someone was trying to fucking get me and kill me. And I remember ringing one of my other mates. He's like, "Where are you?" I'm like, "I'm fucking walking over from the city, man. I'm fucking walked almost 30-something kilometres.
Holy shit.
Fucking from near the city back to Shayla Park, you know? All just because in my head I thought just fucking crazy thoughts, you know?
Yeah. Just trying to kill me and it's trying to get me.
Yeah.
So that's just what you're talking about.
Yeah, he was just like, "Mate, you need to fucking get off everything, cunt.
Yeah.
You need to sort yourself out, man. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Listen, look at what you're doing, man. You're fucking acting like a fucking psychopath, bro."
Yeah, it is psychopath.
It is. You know, and this is just one circumstance of it for me.
Bro. And how long did it happen for?
This was happening over a couple of years, man. I was, you know.
How long were you hooked on the ice for?
5 years, 6 years.
So that's one instant.
One instant, you know.
Well, every day for 5 years, you'll live in that reality.
Yeah, just
who knows what the fuck happens.
Self-torture.
Yeah.
Self-torture.
Absolutely wild, man. So when you first started using ice, bro, how did you smoke it or what?
Yeah, just smoking it, snort a little bit.
Oh yeah.
You know, just lightheartedly, and it sort of progressively got worse because I suppose it was more to the fact that, again, you know, looking back on a lot of things, there was just no self-love. You know, I hated myself. And there was nothing that no one else could tell me or saying to me that would make me want to stop. It'd just be self-justification for a lot of it. And it got to the point where I was ended up using needles and injecting ice IV, using meth IV.
Was that a different experience altogether, different devil, or the same thing?
Mate, I just used to think that was the epitome of the devil.
Yeah.
That is just stealing your life away. Every time you touched it, I just knew there was a piece of me that was dying.
Really?
Yeah.
Just that intense?
That intense. You know, and even to this day, I still think if I did not go down that road and I did not touch that drug, I'd be a different person.
You reckon?
100%.
In a better way or a negative way? I feel like you're probably in a better position now.
Yeah, well and truly. I wouldn't say I mean,
you just think your life would have shifted?
Life would have been different. Life would have been different. I thought there definitely wouldn't have been a lot less hardships, a lot less mental health issues. Yeah, a lot of things along those lines.
So what did you do? Like, what did you do, bro? Were you trying to get sober during the end of that time, or what?
Yeah, there were a lot of periods where it sort of got to a point. I think I'd had about 6 months clean. I was always a functioning addict to an extent. There were periods where I couldn't work, and
apart from the point where you walk around Brisbane, fucking
well and truly,
city thinking comes to couch.
well and truly, and on the most part, like I was still going to work. But there was.
What were you doing for work?
I was landscaping. I was plumbing.
Yeah.
So I was still doing labourers, intense jobs.
But off you were on ice.
And I was fucking off my rocker 90% of the time.
Wow.
Still driving to work.
Just erratic. Were you erratic?
Very erratic.
Very people know.
I think my close friends or close people that were close to me knew. I still, to this day, don't know how I hit it as well as I did.
Because how much did you weigh back then? 65 kilos, didn't you?
Yeah, I think when I went to rehab, it was 65 kilos.
Wow.
Maybe bordering to 7 kilos at the most.
So when did you first go to rehab?
So that would have been in 2015, 16, around that. So that period, what sort of prompted that, it was my partner leaving me at the time, and I'd been clean for 6 months, and I'd actually been doing fly-in, fly-out work over in Perth, and I'd had a really bad relapse over in Perth.
Yeah. So what happened over there to make you? You obviously had ball stuff with you, or you found?
No. So I used to suppose the way I used to look at my addiction is I used to have a black storm cloud that used to just follow me around. No matter where I went, this fucking drug and this we're wanting to use just followed me no matter where I went. And I suppose looking at that, it was myself more than anything. And no matter wherever I went, because subconsciously that was what was going on in my head, and that's what I wanted to find subconsciously. And
was the drug.
Yeah. And it would find me, or I'd find it one way or another, or you just stumble across it,
It's funny you say that too, bro, like the black storm cloud, like it's such a good analogy, because it's like, even when you do get sober or you stop using drugs, that storm cloud's still there.
Oh, truly.
But it's caught up to you.
Yeah.
It's like, it's now there and your life is fucked. Like you're sober, you're trying to get better. Eventually it does go away. But it's just crazy that it literally follows you and you let it catch up to you when you decide to get sober.
Oh, truly.
And it's finally there and you just need to fucking sit in it, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Before you can get better.
Well, truly.
It's a crazy analogy.
Yeah. I used to find that that's used to what happens to me, no matter where I went, regardless if it was away in a different state for work, it would somehow be there.
So you found it over in Perth?
Oh, truly, yeah.
So you went looking for it?
So within the first time I was over there, we ended up going to the pub, just as a work afternoon thing. I met some of the other guys that I was working with, that I was, corresponding with here back in Brisbane. And by 2 hours of being at that pub, I was back in some person's house shooting up in their living room.
So how the fuck did you find this person? You just start shooting around?
I don't know.
You kind of know too. When
you do.
You do. See someone.
You know who to look for. You know what you're looking for. So it's just,
So what happened then? You're in that guy's house doing drugs in Perth. You're meant to be at work. And I continued working for the week off my rocker.
So you went back to work? I went back to work. I was working over in Perth doing FIFO work for a full week after relapsing, in just an absolute horrible state, to the point where my boss, her and her son ended up noticing, and they had no choice. They basically gave me an ultimatum. It was either I could stay over in Perth and complete a rehab over there, as her daughter had gone through something similar. So she was supportive in a sense and was understanding, where it was get on a red eye flight and go back home and try and sort my shit out when I got home.
So what did you choose?
Well, at that point, that's when psychosis started to hit as well while I was over there. So almost a week of using drugs, copious amounts of drugs while I was over there. So I ended up getting on the red-eye flight, reluctantly. But
You wanted?
I was sort of forced myself, I suppose, because, again, I was so caught up in psychosis. I thought that, again, people were trying to get me, or, the shadow people are out.
And you're at work.
And I was at work. I was in a different state, to the point where I was even at the airport, and I thought I was going to be getting my bag searched, and I was going to, there were drug dogs around, and I was wigging out that bad. I just threw all my shit in the bin out the front of the airport and got to end up getting on the plane, a singlet and just a pair of pants.
Really? Like just your belongings?
Just my belongings that I had on.
You didn't have drugs in them?
Didn't have any drugs on me.
Yeah.
In my bag, I had drugs.
Oh, yeah.
Which I'd used them before I got on the plane. So I ended up throwing just all my belongings in the bin out. Just because I was so paranoid.
Wow. So what happened then? So you got home?
Got home, and my old man picked me up. So again, wow, just disappointment, mate. Again, they'd already seen what I'd been doing. They'd already,
They kind of probably seen this happening, coming,
Yeah, they seen it coming. I was six months clean, so it was just, and I'd already let them. I'd already spoken to them on the phone, let them know I needed to be picked up. So yeah, just sheer utter disappointment on my father's face when he picked me up from the airport.
Wow.
So I'd yet again not only just let myself down, let my family down again,
which makes you feel like a piece of shit.
Yeah, and in turn, just that self-pity again.
So did you get rehab after that? Or what happened after that moment?
Tried to commit suicide.
Oh, that's what led to that.
Well, that's what led to that. My partner left me.
When you got back home?
When I got back home, she didn't want to have anything to do. Well, it's not that she didn't want to have. She was still supportive, but didn't want to be around me.
She was over it.
Yeah, over it. It was over my shit. Just wanted me to sort my shit out and get better, basically. And yeah, that caused me to want to try and kill myself. So there was a suicide attempt, end up in the psych ward at Logan Hospital. And then after that, that was a big realization that, if I don't fucking sort my shit out, if I don't get clean, I'm going to either end up in jail for the rest of my life or I'm going to be dead.
Soon.
Well and truly, because I've just tried to kill myself.
So after you tried to kill yourself, then what? Did you go to rehab?
Went to rehab after that.
So you made the decision to go to rehab?
Even though my parents were not 100% convinced that I suppose for them, they felt like they failed as parents.
Really?
Yeah. So I remember my mother saying, "Oh, you don't need to do that. We can do it ourselves." But I needed to do that for me. I needed to go for myself, because that's what in my head, and I told myself that's what I needed to, and it was probably one of the best decisions I'd made.
So you got sober in there, obviously.
Got sober in there. I was in rehab for almost about 9 months.
Wow.
So
you were sober living after that?
Not straight away. It was for a period, and then there was another lapse after a period after I soon got out. I suppose that was just a realization that, there's a possibility that you may not be clean forever. But at the same time, it's also the work that you put in is also what's going to keep you clean.
Have to protect your sobriety, man. You can't put yourself in predicaments where it may be, can't put yourself in predicaments where the people may be using it, or or a predicament that that maybe you'll use it. Like, for example, for myself, I'm not a lazy person at all, but when it comes to like doing concrete work or removals, for me it's a huge trigger. Doing house removals, if someone asks me to move their house, I'm not doing it. No, because I know for a fact, just me walking back and forth to the truck, to the house, to the truck, so it doesn't get me anywhere, and I get stuck in my head, and for some reason I just want to get high. As soon as I'm in that loop where it's like, this is useless, I'm a slave, I instantly want to get high. So it's about protecting yourself from those environments, those spots there.
Oh, truly. Yeah, there's lots of different sort of triggers. People, places, things, smells, experiences that you've been through. I suppose even a big one is not healing from past trauma. That's definitely a big one that keeps a lot of people sick and still using. For me, a big trigger for me is being put in situations that I can't control. And feeling like helpless, even though you want to do everything in your power to control the outcome or control the situation of what's happening, but you can't. Yeah. And it's giving over that power that you can't control that situation, but letting go of it. That's a big one to this day. It's still a very hard thing for me to do. I suppose a big one for me is my ex-partner and my eldest son. There's stuff and situations that get triggered around that I can get angry and frustrated, and at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how angry or frustrated I'm going to get, it's not going to change the situation or the outcome anyway. If anything, it's going to make the outcome worse.
100% because you're angry.
Well and truly.
You're fucking ready to go.
Yeah, well and truly.
Everything's amplified. You say one word and you look at it wrong.
That's it.
So what's keeping you going now? Like, what's giving you the motivation to continue doing what you're doing, continue to staying sober?
Yeah, definitely my kids, my family, my partner. The biggest thing for me is, especially my kids are still fairly young, but I suppose.
How old are they?
So my eldest is 8. And my youngest is 3.5.
Yep.
Well, 3 months old, I should say, not 3.5. So the biggest thing for me is just even the sheer thought of them, especially as they get older or they grow into young men, is them to look at me and just think, if I don't keep progressing and being the best version of myself, or if I relapsed and went back to old behaviours or old habits or the person I used to be, it scares the shit out of me thinking of what they would think of me. For my kid, for me, my kid's looking at me thinking, holy fuck, look how much of a fucking loser my dad is, because he hasn't lived up to his own expectations, or he hasn't lived up to...
just a subpar man.
Yeah. You've given up. You've become weak. You've let yourself down.
Especially when they compare you to the other dads at school.
Well and truly.
You know what I mean? But now you're in a position where you look the way you look, you're fucking sober, well and truly. All these awesome things behind you, and now they look at you in a completely different light than that.
Oh, well and truly.
So you don't have to worry about that.
No.
That's a massive motivator for you.
Definitely.
And it should be, man. Like, if you're a dad and you're out just being a fucking clown of a person, like, fucking grow up, man.
Yeah.
It's fucking embarrassing, eh?
Yeah. I don't know. It's for your kids, you want your kids to look at you. For me, myself anyway, I want my kids to look at me like I'm Superman.
Yeah, for sure.
I want my kids to look at me and go, I fucking love my dad. He's fucking Superman. Look at you. I want to be like that when I get older.
100%. And the thing is, they see you right now for the way you look and stuff like that. They don't even know what the fuck you've been through,
No,
I mean?
that's right.
I'm sure the 8-year-old might know a little bit, probably not. Like, they might remember little things if you've not been there and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's like when they actually get old enough, like in their teens, to actually understand what you actually went through too, it's even more respectable.
Oh, well and truly.
You know what I mean? That may also stop them from fucking using drugs.
Yeah, definitely.
They say, no, my dad did that and he said it's really bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like something like that.
Yeah. Even
you've walked the path for them.
That's it. And I'm hoping that doing that will hopefully lead to them not walking down the same paths I have walked.
Yeah.
And if for some reason that happens, I'm prepared to be able to give them the best guidance they can possibly get as well.
Yeah. That's a good question, though, bro. What would you do if your kids let's say your kid's 18, starts using drugs?
Yeah.
And you see, like, he's just fucking around like you did when you first started.
Yeah.
What would you say?
Oh, look, I don't think I'd just be upfront and honest with him. Just be completely open and explain to him where it can lead to. And I mean, looking back on my own past, perfect example is what I'd already been through, that I had. If I hadn't stopped, I would have ended up dead. And that's the reality of it, really. And just being open and honest with him and making them realize where it can, what path and where that path can lead to. You know,
That's all it takes, bro. It's like it just takes the wrong person to use the wrong drug,
exactly,
and you are gone. You know
That's
what I mean?
it.
It is the devil, man. Like,
that's it.
this stuff is literally the devil.
That's it. Like one time can kill you.
Yeah, and that one time can get you fucking hooked.
Fucking earth again.
Like I've said it in the podcast prior, man. If I didn't use drugs at one time, I don't know where I'd be today.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm not a good person because of it, and I'm not saying that I regret anything, but it's just an interesting thought.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
You know, but like, was it, another cool question would be like, was it meant to be in your path? Like, were you meant to see it to become to where you are now? Like, were you meant to experience that?
I believe so.
I believe so as well.
I 100% believe so. I don't think I'd be the person I am today without going through the things I went through.
100%. I don't know who the fuck I'd be.
No.
Where I'd be, what I'd be doing,
No.
what I'd look like.
That's right.
I could have blonde hair.
Yeah, definitely.
And I got no hair.
No, that's it. But I don't know. I suppose it's another thing as well, like looking at yourself every day in the mirror and realizing where you were and where you are now. And if you can't be proud of yourself and look at yourself, then you've still got a lot of work to do.
Yeah, 100%. If you can't be proud in yourself for where you've gotten, you probably haven't gotten that far yet.
Yeah, 100%.
And that could also, doesn't have to be sober time. It's also the development that you get from not using drugs. Like you develop different stages of consciousness and realizations and sobriety, like different stages of it.
Yeah, well,
sure. You know what I mean? Like you develop as you go. Like so 6 months is you learn one lesson, 7 months you learn another lesson, you know?
Yeah.
I remember for me at 6 months, I nearly fucking caved. I was like, I just nearly self-employed. Like, just that mark, that time mark.
Yep.
And then like it was like a clock turned, and now it's like, okay, now I'm over it again.
Yeah.
And I'm 6 months sober, and I'm even better.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? And like I can't imagine 3 years.
Yeah. And I suppose it's also like being able to ride that wave, you know, riding the wave of whether it's an emotion, whether it's not, it's a situation that you're going through.
Yeah.
It's being able to sit with the uncomfortable feelings and being able to deal with them the right way rather than running away from them.
And the thing is, bro, these feelings do change. Like I remember when I got sober, man, to start with, I did honestly feel like I was missing out.
Yeah.
You know, you'd have your mates that are still fucking getting on it and stuff. And like, I would talk to them about it because I'd like want to hear about it because it's like I did kind of miss it. Yeah. Even though it fucked my whole life, it destroyed my life. It's like now that I'm way further sober than that, I'm like, bro, that's disgusting, man.
Yeah.
You're a fucking loser.
Yeah.
Do what you want. Like if you can do it and not ruin your life, that's sweet.
Yeah, well,
be honest with yourself though when it's not ruining your life. Like, is it really not ruining your life? If it's not, then sweet. But it's like, do you know what I mean? Like the hard times will pass. The feeling of like you're missing out will pass.
Definitely.
And the sitting in your shit will also pass. You won't have to sit there and say, oh, I want to use drugs. No. You'll just feel like shit. And you'll be like, it is what it is. Yeah. Like you almost forget about the drug. I also actually had this conversation with Darcy. You know, Darcy Fitz.
Yes. Yep.
I had this conversation with him literally yesterday, bro. He's like, bro, look, you don't even have to try to be sober now.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, you're right. Like, this is what's in the past now. It's like now you're working on your business. You're trying to get better. You're training. You're making reels, content, this, that. Like, staying sober for you is not the primary goal now.
No.
Because you are sober.
Yeah. That's it.
And it's like, it kind of clicked when I had processed it. And I was like, fuck, bro, that's...
Yeah. You've achieved what you wanted to achieve. Yeah. Your sobriety.
Yeah. So coming off that, bro, there's a sick question that I want to ask you that it's pretty vulnerable question for you, bro, but you told me last night.
Yep.
So you obviously got sober for how long?
I was 10 and a bit years clean.
And then you told me that you had a little slip.
I have had a little slip in the last 6 months, yes.
So what happened, bro? Like what led to that mentally? Like was there things, signs and shit?
Yeah. So, I suppose going back to in rehab, I suppose the biggest thing I took away from being in rehab was self-awareness, and I suppose it's a hindsight thing as well, because looking back on the lead up to my lapse, which the lapse was only one use moment.
One time,
one use moment. Yeah. There were lots of signs, especially there were triggers that had come up for me.
What do you think some of those signs were for people that may not know that they're actually experiencing signs?
Yeah. Okay. So for me, it was. Well, for me, a big thing was not ticking off my training every day.
So you just wouldn't train.
It's not that I wasn't training; I was still training, but it'd just be
half-assed.
It'd be scheduled when I'd have it scheduled in my head.
So like you'd go at 10 in the morning instead of 6 in the morning.
Correct.
You just go when you fucking felt like it.
Yeah. So it was basically just...
Which is huge, bro, because you're fucking up your structure.
Correct.
Like what the key to that conversation is your structure keeps us fucking structured as it should.
Well and truly. And I think that goes back to as well, like where bodybuilding for me is just such
a blessing, bro.
Yeah, a blessing. The lifestyle is a blessing. That regimented lifestyle, having to tick off each little thing throughout the day keeps me on track and keeps my mind in a good spot.
Well, if you think about it, man, it's like you're breaking up your mass day. You got a big day. You break it into little parts. So it's like we're getting sober, man, like one day at a time.
Correct.
It's like doing that with your day, 15 minutes, half an hour. Have a meal, have a rest, have a meal. You know what I mean? Like, it's putting it into little steps. It kind of makes that day more manageable by doing that, even though it's actually doing more work.
Definitely.
It's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah. No, that's a good aspect and good way to look at it.
So you started to fuck up with the training, little things that showed that little signs that you're starting to get weak.
Yeah. I
suppose, what triggers do you think started?
I suppose a big thing for me was like even past traumas. For me, at that point, I was about to have a new son coming into the world. Where my previous relationship, after my son was born, within just after a year, me and my partner had split up.
Yeah. So you're almost worried that.
So worried, that potentially this was going to be a repeat,
Wow.
And then I was going to be faced with all the same situation that I'd already sort of been in,
and you're sober as well.
So
so you were scared to lose that too, maybe as well.
Well and truly. Also, just patterns of the patterns of thinking, just being caught in self-pity, having the poor me's, thinking that everything in my life was turning to shit, but in reality, it really wasn't.
You know what that is? That's that dark cloud, bro.
It is, man.
That dark cloud, come back,
follow me.
10 years later.
10 years later. 10 years later, when you think it's well and truly gone, and it's still there.
So then, what happened, bro? So you got invited to a party?
Got invited to a party, and just had a moment of weakness, I suppose.
So what happened? Like, get into it. Like what?
Yeah. All right. So we were out on a boat, and and it was a work party. And we're out in the boat. Everything was in good spirit and that. And one of the work boys just said, "Hey, go on the toilet. There's something in the toilet pail." And before I even got off my seat, I already knew what was happening. And before I even got off my seat, I already knew I'd fucked up. It was in my head.
Crazy, bro.
Yeah, it was in my head.
10 years sober.
10 years sober.
Just for that fucking little kind of a thing in the toilet.
Yeah, threw it all the way.
So as you got up, like what was in your head when you heard that, bro? Like, this is so interesting to me. Was there anything going in your head?
Oh, there was. I suppose it was a moment of, you can do it. You can do it one time. You can do it one time. You'll be right.
You really thought you were going to have one line there, right?
Yeah. Stupidity. Absolute stupidity.
It just tricks you every fucking time. It tricks you. It's the devil, man. Like, don't fall for it.
No. Well and truly.
So then you got up.
Went and had a line. And
what did you, I know, because every time I relapsed, bro, it was just like, I'd see the coke on my fucking phone, I'd have the fucking note, and you're like, you're going to do this again? Like, absolutely. You get straight into it. But it's like, you do have that split second where it's like, I'm here again?
Yeah.
Did you have that?
Yeah, well and truly. Thought, what a fucking idiot.
And then you did it.
And I still did it.
And then you stopped and you obviously experienced whatever you experienced.
Yeah.
Did you feel high or what happened then?
No, it was actually, there was no high. There was
just the self-pity.
It was just self-pity again.
You got fucking slapped in the face by Jesus Christ himself.
Correct.
So you didn't have another one?
Didn't have another one.
That's crazy.
That was it, man. That was it.
So that made enough of an impact when you did that line where you felt like that much of a shit cunt that you could, now you're coming down. Like I know you didn't feel like you got high, but you obviously did. Your dopamine did go up.
Yeah.
So obviously it's now coming down again. So eventually you will want another one.
Yeah.
So it's crazy. It actually shows a lot about how much you want to stay sober that you actually didn't have another one.
No.
That's a huge thing.
No. Again, I suppose for me, it was thinking about my eldest son.
And you did think about him in that moment?
Yeah, well and truly.
Wow.
Thinking about my new son that's about to come into the world, and also just thinking about all the hard work that I've potentially just fucking chucked down the drain.
Think about going home to your missus, having to tell her this shit?
Yeah, that was the biggest, hardest thing.
Yeah.
Having to go and tell her.
How embarrassing, eh?
Yeah, very embarrassing.
But you know what's not embarrassing is that you didn't do it again. Like
No.
you did one line. I think it's actually a fucking cool thing that you did that and that you're out of that. I think you had to do that, to be honest.
Well, truly. Look, I think the biggest...
That doesn't mean go fucking do it.
No.
Just so you know, like shit happens.
No, definitely not.
Fucking move on.
Yeah, of course. Well, you know, if you fuck up, get back on the horse.
But don't use that as an excuse. A lot of people are like, oh, fuck up. Like, I got another couple of relapses. No, you don't, bro.
No.
That could have had fucking fentanyl in there. You got no fucking idea.
That relapse.
Who knows who that cunt is?
Yeah, that relapse could have been my last relapse.
Yeah, who knows who Ken is, bro? Fuck him.
Yeah.
I don't know where he gets his coke.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's right.
It could have been anything.
That's right.
And then you're dead.
That's it. That's
You
it.
know what I mean? Like, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Or could have went the other way and you could have loved it. And you could have fucking went and bought an 8-ball just then and there, not straight up to your missus.
Yeah.
Went swimming with the sharks. Who knows what? Jumped over a board. Who knows what you would have done?
Well and truly.
Naked.
Well and truly. That's
Like,
it. No, but I decided to man up and go home, talk to my missus about it, be upfront and honest with it.
so what was that like, bro? So you got home and you sat her down and what? You just walked in?
Yeah, just sat her down and I think she could already tell from the look on her face and the look on my face when I got home that
You're probably like this.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. That's something had happened, and
You know what it's like is when you're sober and you're trying to get better and you do it and you're trying to hide it. It's not that you're trying to hide it, but
No.
when you're so used to being sober and you do a line or something, you can't act normal.
No.
You'll be like you'll walk in the house like that, or you'll be a bit like, you know what I mean? But you think you're normal because you're trying to be normal.
Yeah.
So then you look, you know what I mean? So she knew instantly.
She knew. She could tell. She could tell in my face that I'd done something.
And then obviously you were very remorseful.
Well, truly. My son was only a couple of months away.
Yeah, she's sitting there pregnant, man. Like, that's great.
Yeah. What a selfish fucking thing to do.
Yeah, but it's also like a blessing, bro, that you stopped because it's like, if you didn't stop, that is super selfish.
Well and truly. And then again, going back.
And a lot of men as well, man. Sorry to cut
No,
you off.
not at all.
A lot of men, like, they'll go to these parties and then they've got their pregnant missus at home and shit, and they're just like getting on it with the boys and strippers, all kinds of bullshit. It's like, cunt, you're a fucking loser.
Yeah, man.
It's like, grow up, man. Like,
Yeah.
what part of that is being masculine at all?
No.
Like, you're a coward, for one.
Yep.
You're fucking you're lustful. Lust is the enemy, bro. Lust and all that rubbish is just like, man, grow up.
Yeah. No. Yeah, it was a shit feeling. I felt like a shit cunt.
But I'm sure she supported you.
Oh yeah, she supported me through it.
Was she worried?
Oh, she was worried.
That would potentially
what it could lead back to.
Yeah.
You know. Yes, she was aware of all my past. So I obviously fully disclosed everything, all my past to her. So she definitely was aware of what are the repercussions of a relapse
everything could end
can lead to. Yeah, well and truly.
Wow, bro. So, yeah, what would your advice be, man, to anyone that potentially got sober and they have relapsed?
Don't give up. Don't justify. Don't justify it, and don't. Yeah, just don't give up on yourself. You know, there's a light to the end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
You know, just because you've made one moment or one bad decision, that isn't going to rule the rest of your life. You know, that one moment of weakness, you can either take it as a negative, or you can also look at it and make sure that you're going to put that you're gonna put things in place to not let it happen again.
That's the thing, man. Like, looking back now, what would if you have done to avoid that? Like, you've seen the cracks with the gym and this and that. Like, would you have not have went to that party?
I would not have gone to that party.
Like, if you had another party like that in a couple of weeks, would you not go?
Would not have gone.
Exactly. It's like me, man. Like, there's any party, just don't go. It's that simple. Unless I'm with my missus, it's a family fucking event or something. Like, I'm not going to be getting on it. You know what I mean?
No.
But it's like anything like work related, like it can escalate like this.
Not true.
All it takes is one person to go, oh, bags.
Yeah.
And we are like hypersensitive to it. Like when you hear it, like fucking meerkats in the fucking safari. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know, or even if you do put yourself in a situation where, you know, or where you are tempted or whatnot, it's being man enough, being brave enough to get up and walk away and say, you know what, I need to get out of here because it's not keeping me safe.
Protect your sobriety.
Well and truly.
And that is all there is to it, man.
Yeah.
Don't put yourself in those predicaments.
No, not at all.
So did that make you hungrier just to keep bodybuilding, to keep back on track, or did it kind of bring you down? How after, say, like 2 weeks after you've done that?
It's definitely lit a fire in my belly again. You know, it's made me realise that I can't get complacent with the little things anymore.
Yeah, bro. Which is sick because that's why you kind of spoke to me, bro. You see my lists and stuff.
Yeah.
And now you're going to implement them. Today was the first day. It was fucking sick.
Yeah, man.
And I think that is going to help you hugely.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you can't just wake up and say, I'm sober. It's like you need to fucking do something to continue this. You know? That's how I see it.
Oh, yeah.
For sure in 30 years, maybe, you never know. But from where I'm at and where you're obviously at, we need to do something daily, potentially more times a day, to make sure we're sober, to make sure we're on track.
Well, truly, I think it's a big thing to also like be constantly reminding yourself, you know,
why you're doing it.
Why?
Write down the reasons
100%.
why, the goals, the grateful. I got this from Darcy, and that shit saved my life, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Well, and you know, from my recent lapse, I know that's where I've let myself down. And that's letting myself get complacent, letting myself get comfortable, and not wanting to, not allowing myself or pushing myself to continue to grow.
You got complacent with it.
Yeah, well and truly. And you know, I suppose a long period of sobriety or a long period of time away from things, you forget.
There's a cool analogy, man, that when I used to get like a drug counseling, and like it did fuck all for me, but it did. There's one thing that he taught me that he was a lovely guy and it was awesome. Well, that's another little story. I'll get into that real quick. Like I did drug counseling, right, about cocaine and stuff. Bro, I would literally be getting drug counseling, and then after I'd go into the bathrooms off the drug counselor and do cocaine.
Yeah.
And just sit there for a little bit. It's like, what the fuck? You know, there was times I'd be out the front of the office, sitting in my car. I'd have like an 8-ball next to me, and I hadn't touched it yet because I knew I should go to this thing.
Yep.
And then I just did it, and I just mentioned, bro, I can't make it in today.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, no worries. Like, I'm out the front of your office doing cocaine, by the way. It's like, for just crazy, bro. Like, if you're not ready, you're not fucking ready.
No, that's right.
But one thing you did teach me was, when you do cocaine or meth or anything, it blasts a fucking, like imagine you have a highway of dopamine and just one car every now and then. You know what I mean? When you take cocaine or meth, especially meth, it just fucking is a bullet train that just fucking flies through the cunt. And then once that's gone, it's obviously going back to that normal kind of, you know, that normal thing. And once you stop using drugs, it starts to kind of close up a bit. Like the traffic is now normal too. The traffic is slow. There's nothing fast in it. It's just normal dopamine part. Yeah. But the second you take that drug again, it blasts a fucking huge hole back through the tunnel again.
Yeah, well and truly.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So it's like the second you touch it one more time, you are now back where you fucking started, like 10 years ago.
Definitely.
And now it's up to you to quickly stop.
Yeah, you got to rein it in.
Yeah.
You know, pull yourself up. You know, I know for me, you know, it becomes being self-destructive. You know, if you just forget about your worth.
No, you have no worth.
No. And then you just start self-imploding.
Not to mention the things you fucking do on drugs, man. Like the things that you do that then when you wake up in the morning, you're coming down already.
Oh, well,
you wake up and like you kind of remember what you just did. And it's like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
The things that I have remembered, I don't even remember them now because my brain has cut it out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's like, that's it. That was painful, man.
Yeah.
I'm sure you have the same thing.
Oh, I've got many degenerative stories of what I've done. It's a lot of things that I'm ashamed of. A lot of things that I haven't even told people.
Matt, and you never will.
No.
And neither will I. The shame is one thing that kept you also using that. I
Oh,
think.
truly. I think that comes back to that, like a little bit of self hatred. You're just hating yourself for, I suppose, putting yourself in that predicament, or even feeling like, I don't know, just feeling like a shit cunt, feeling like a fucking piece of shit. Why am I like this? Why am I using?
Another thing I used to hate as well, man, was like you're owned by the drug. Like, for example, you're waiting for the dealer to show up or whatever it is, right? You're sitting in that car park, and there was some shitty dealers out there.
Oh, fuck yeah!
And they'd be like 3 hours late.
Yeah,
but you'd sit there, bro.
Fucking oath you would.
You would sit there and fucking wait like a fucking loser.
Yep.
And like you wouldn't want to, but you're like, I know I'll get it. He will come. He will come.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, bro, you sit 3 hours of your life. You're sitting there just waiting for this fucking hobo cunt to drop you off a fucking back.
Yeah. To then go and put yourself in a mind state where you're not thinking about anything anyway.
It's nuts, man. It's nuts. Like, it's insanity.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's just great. It is a crazy life.
So what do you think about God, bro? Like, I'm obviously massive with God. I think God has helped me heaps.
Yep.
I think I learned to forgive myself for the bad things I did with drugs through God. Like, the way it kind of happened for me was, it didn't happen until kind of a few months into sobriety, but like I was really struggling with going to sleep at night. I couldn't sleep because that's when the flashbacks of the things I did that we're talking about, like the disgusting shit I did, the bad things I did, that's when that would come back and be like, what the fuck? But now I'm sober, so I'm dealing with it and I'm thinking about it in a sober, normal mindset.
Yep. And
it would keep me up at night. And the way that I kind of disattached myself and forgave myself was through God.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And the way I also did it was I looked at it like the devil and drugs and all that's like demonic shit.
Yeah.
Putting that drug in you is just allowing entities and negative energies to dwell and explode and make you want to go do something crazy.
Yeah, well, truly.
Make you go for a walk fucking naked, like just do crazy stuff, right? And when you don't use that, you're fully sober and aligned with God. You don't make bad decisions.
No.
You know what I mean? Any decision that you make is always fully yourself. You've thought about it. You've spoken about it with God.
Yeah.
So the way that I forgave myself and actually was able to sleep again at night was by handing myself to God and saying, like, man, I give you full faith. And a big thing that I tell them is speak through me, like just allow me to help other people learn about you. You know what I mean?
Yep.
What was your experience? Do you have an experience like that?
Yeah, I suppose for me, it would probably only be the last couple of years that, I suppose spirituality and, God, Jesus, Christianity, I suppose, has become definitely a bit more of a staple in my life, I suppose. And just like you touched on, it's being able to hand situations or hand things over to a higher power that, that you can't physically do anything about. I suppose, as an example, you might be upset and extremely angry over something traumatic that's happened in previously in your life, and there's angry and it's frustrated and you can have as much self-loathing and just hatred towards this one situation. You not being able to let go of that situation is fundamentally still keeping your mind and keeping you sick, keeping you in a place that you should not be. And for me, it's being able to hand situations and aspects of living life on life terms, per se, over to my higher power, which is God, to let him take that on board and him deal with it, because there's no matter what I do or the frustration I have behind this, it's not going to change what's already happened in the past. Or again, if it's something that I'm reminiscing or overthinking about that may be happening in the future that hasn't even happened yet, again, that's still something that's sort of keeping me sick. So it's handing my worries over to my higher power to
100%.
that he has bigger plans for me. Yeah.
But I think another huge thing, man, like which I'd like you to try too, bro. Like this is what I do. Like every day, like I said with that meditation thing, like on that in the morning routine that I usually do, I wake up in the morning, have a cold shower, do a grateful list, and I was originally doing a meditation, but I started just praying. Right, it doesn't have to be right then and there. I'll pray throughout the day, whenever. But man, you could just try this one day, bro. Like just driving in your car and just talk to. Just talk about how beautiful the skies are, how beautiful everything is, how thankful you are that you're here. You've got 2 kids, you've got your wife.
Yep.
Like you're healthy, you're fucking bodybuilding, we're in Australia. Just be grateful and just be grateful, man, and be grateful. And as you do that, man, for me, I get the Holy Spirit, bro. Like you get tingles.
Yeah.
It's sick. Yeah. Like you get tingles, you're in a good mood, and then praise him, man, and just tell him what you want to do. Like, I want to do this year. I want to do this year. Help me do this. Give me the strength to do this. Give me the strength to lead by example.
Yeah.
You know, let me help these young men.
Yep.
You know, let me help you stop the negativity and the evil in this world. Like, I'm here with you.
Yeah.
I think if you tell him what you want in life, he will help align you there. And it also reminds you what you want is too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
You're not like you're just talking through your subconscious, but you're listening to yourself.
Oh, truly. Yeah.
And by doing that, you're aligning yourself and you're putting it out.
Yep.
And it can be a private thing. You don't have to sit there and fucking with other people in the church. Like, bro, it's all about you. You are the church.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Was there a time that you remember when you were at the worst of the worst where you were like praying to God or anything, or is that not even in your?
No, well and truly. There's been plenty of times, and you know, there's been plenty of times where I distinctly even just sitting up at night time when everyone's been in bed, my kids are in bed, my partner's in bed. You know, I'm just feeling very emotionally, I don't know, not with it, I suppose. And then I'll call myself sitting up on the lounge chair, you know, just thinking there has to be more for me, you know, that God has a plan for me. You know, I haven't gone through all this shit, and there's a bigger plan for me in this life.
There's 2 questions that I have with that. One is, what do you plan on like doing to help people and to help yourself? But before that, the first kind of statement is, man, at nighttime, I really struggle with this. At nighttime, and obviously I think a lot of men might. At nighttime, that's when I really doubt myself.
Yeah.
Like during the day, bro, like with this podcast and stuff, I'm cool. Like I'm keen. Let's kill it. Fuck these motherfuckers. Let's get fucking, you know what I mean? Like let's help people.
Yeah.
Let's build a following. Let's build my brand. I can do it. At nighttime, bro, it's not like that.
No.
And you wake up in the middle of the night and you're very self-doubtful, you know, like
vulnerability.
And I reckon what that is anxiety. It's negative energy. It's more, happens a lot more at certain times than other times. Yeah. And right now I've really noticed it. Whether it's like I don't know, I can't really explain it, but man, there's definitely like a negative energy that I feel at nighttime that really tries to bring me down, and that's when you really have to pray to God at that moment, because it'll keep you up at night.
Oh, well and true.
And you may not make the right decisions because you're scared to keep pushing yourself, because at nighttime you feel like shit.
Yeah.
Do you experience things like that at nighttime, like a sense of anxiety?
Oh, well and truly. I suppose it's just the sense of I don't know, the sense of the unknown.
It's funny how it hits you at night, though, isn't it?
Yeah. I think you're in a bit of a different, calmer state. Your mind's in a bit of a calmer state, I suppose. Yeah. I suppose you're in a different level of thinking at night time. You know, especially if you're sitting up and it's nice and quiet. You haven't got any TV or no background noise going, and you're really sort of within yourself, you know?
It's a big thing I struggle with, bro. Like, it's a big thing. Like, this last week has been horrible, man. Like, you just doubt yourself. You feel like a loser, right?
Yeah.
But then I wake up and I'm like, fuck you motherfuckers, let's go.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sweet.
Well and truly.
And coming off of that, bro, like you say, God has a bigger plan for you. Like, what do you plan to do? Like, what do you want to do anything with this? Like, you've got a story, you've got your experiences.
Yeah. Look, I just want to help younger men. I want to help other men like myself. You know, if there's something I can say or an experience or something that I've been through that someone else can relate to, and I can help them through an experience or a situation that they're going through, or to make a better decision, that will be enough for me. Even if it can help one person.
So I think, bro, you should start doing that. I think, like, obviously having you on here is a cool first step for you. Did some training yesterday. I reckon we're going to keep doing some training stuff, bro.
Oh, truly.
When I want to open up my own gym, like I've told you before, and I've told everyone before. But even before then, man, like, I reckon we go and help some kids together, go help them, teach them how to train.
Yeah.
I think that will be an awesome thing for you to get into as well.
Oh, truly.
And I want to see you keep doing this. Like, I want to see you kind of help people. And people online, man, like, shoot them a message if you need help. Like, if you need to talk to someone, you know what I mean? Like, don't just let yourself fucking sit there in silence.
No, that's it. I think, you know, a big thing, especially for men these days, you know, don't feel like a shit cunt if you need help. Don't feel like you can't speak to someone. You're not a lesser of a person if you need to ask for help.
100%.
You know?
Another big thing as well, though, man, like with Instagram and online, like, if you need help, reach out, but like be ready to fucking get help. Do you know what I mean? Like, don't just waste people's time.
Yeah, definitely.
And I'm not being selfish by saying this, but there's definitely people that just want to talk.
Yep.
And it's like, that's fine, but like, if you want to get better, there's things that need to happen.
Yeah, definitely.
There's something you need to do about it. There's feedback I'm going to have to give you, or someone's going to have to give you, which you might not like, which you're going to have to actually do something about it. Don't just talk to someone just to waste their time, or so that you feel like you're talking about it and you're going to get better when you're not going to get better. No. If you need to talk to someone, you need to talk to someone. That's fine. Yeah. But let's get better, man. Like, let's not just keep talking and doing nothing. No. Let's actually get up, put some aggression towards it, and fucking do something about it.
Yeah, well and truly.
You can talk about it all you fucking want. Nothing's going to change.
Actions speak louder than the words at the end of the day, don't they?
100%. So it's like, if you need to relate to something and you need some experience, advice or something, definitely reach out, have a chat. But bro, like, do something about it too.
Yeah. Well, you know, I suppose if putting things off and not working towards things that you know you should be working towards is prolonging the possibility of you reaching your true potential.
And you also feel like shit because you're not following through with what you said you want.
Well, truly.
When you do that, you lose confidence.
Yeah, you're breaking promises to yourself.
So if you're breaking promises to yourself, like, what hope you got?
Yeah, what hope you got?
I mean, you literally break promises to yourself. How are you going to treat your missus?
Exactly.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just honesty, bro. It's about being honest with yourself, understanding you got a fucking problem. You don't have to be cool around your mates, you know, fit in and do the drugs and this and that. Bro, if you don't feel like doing it, don't do it.
Yeah.
Lead by example. I feel like the more we get into society and the more society kind of, the younger generation come out, I feel like a lot of them are actually going against it too. Like, a lot of them are like, they like being sober.
Yeah.
They like being in control. They like what's right. They like Jesus.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's cool to see in a way. There's definitely that degenerative fucking state before that.
Oh, well and truly.
Like, there's some fucking drop kicks out there.
Well and truly.
But there's definitely some young men that are very smart and very, like, they stand fucking firm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Which is cool to see.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's...
Be that man that stands firm, that your mates can look at.
Yeah, well and truly.
As a stoic person.
Yeah. Well, at the same time, you want to stay true to your own morals and true to yourself, you know?
The second you trust drugs, you corrupt that.
Yeah, well and truly.
You lose all of that.
Well and truly.
Just remember that. Like, you can think you're the best person in the world, like the nicest, kindest person in the world. The second you trust drugs, you're not that anymore. You've just lost it.
Yeah, you can lose a lot of self-respect. A lot of people can lose respect for you.
Easily.
You know?
All right, bro, had a bit of a break. What are your plans for the rest of the year, man?
So for myself, for the rest of the year, it's obviously just going to be providing for my family, you know, looking after my newborn son, and just being the best role model for him, and just being the best dad I can this year.
So what does that look like for you? You work a couple jobs or what?
Yeah. So I'm currently glazuring with one of my mates' companies. So doing glass and mirrors. So we do look after a fair few gyms and whatnot. So just be continuing to do a good job for them, not letting them down. And just,
But you are a plumber.
I am a plumber by trade as well. So obviously, you know, probably go back and do a little bit of my own work on the side and whatnot with my trade.
Do you find, bro, being in those trades and being in any trade in general, I find drugs are pretty prominent. Do you find that still? Or if you do, how do you work around it?
Yeah, well, at my circumstances at the moment, my bosses that I'm working for and my mates that I'm working for, they're health and fitness, very, very health and fitness oriented. We've got a gym downstairs in our lunchroom at work, you know, like a full proper gym. So staying on track, and at the moment, it's not a worry. But yes, being in the construction and building industry, like just drugs are just a predominant thing.
Wild.
It's crazy. So
it's almost so bad, I would say get out of it. Not for yourself.
No.
Like if you're struggling with staying sober, don't work in that fucking environment.
No.
You're going to have to find something else for a bit.
Well and truly.
That's how serious it is to get sober, man.
Yeah.
You need to shift your fucking life. Stop with the fucking excuses. Your poor wife and kids are relying on you, and I got to go fucking concrete. I got to go bricklayer. Bro, you can't fucking handle it. Get a fucking different job. Get sober. See where you can get from there.
Yeah, well and truly.
It's fucking selfish, man. It fucking pisses me off.
Yeah. You know, you just take yourself out of the situation. If it's doing your life harm and if it's doing you harm, then don't be there.
Exactly. And the thing is with these people, man, they go home, I'm going to stop. Then when they get to work, they carry on with their boy. Let's get on it. Get on it. Oh.
Yep.
They're two different people, bro.
Yeah, well, sure.
What do you really want? You tell your wife one thing and you tell the boys another thing.
Yeah.
Fucking stand up for yourself, you fucking cunt.
Yeah, well, again, that's just, you know deep down what your morals are, what you stand and what you believe in.
Exactly.
So it's fucking stand up for yourself. If that's not what you want to do, don't fucking do it.
Tell those fuckers you don't want to. Or fucking leave.
Well, that's it. Take yourself away from the situation.
Exactly.
You know, stop
being
weak.
A lot of people, they might think, man, but I wasted 3-4 years doing my trade. You didn't waste it, bro. It might not be the right time for you right now.
Yeah.
Get sober, sort your shit, come back.
Yeah.
You never know. Like you could own a massive fucking building company for, in 10 years, 5 years. You're not going to do it when you're doing drugs. You can't even fucking manage the fucking weekend.
That's right. Or it's just a realization that maybe that's not for you.
Yeah, maybe you don't enjoy it. Like I feel like a slave when I do that kind of work.
Yeah,
I hate it. Don't get me wrong. I like being handy. I like that I can concrete.
Yeah.
I like that I can bricklay. I like that I can do this kind of stuff. I know how to move your whole fucking house easily.
Yep.
I like that, but I hate it.
Yeah.
So don't do it.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that.
No,
you didn't waste your time. The more time you sit there saying you wasted your time so you're not going to find another job, it's just more time wasted. Find another job, move on. That's it.
Yeah, simple as that, really.
People dwell and they dwell. Oh, but I studied. I did this. Those people that go to uni and they study for something and then they hate the fucking job.
Yeah.
Oh, so what are you going to do? Waste another 10 years?
Yeah, that's it. Well, you're just missing out on opportunities. For something that you could be doing that you enjoy.
Exactly.
Or you just you're missing out on.
Well, they're blocking the fucking opportunity from even happening.
Yeah, correct.
They're not even going to see it. They won't even fucking come to them, man.
No, that's right.
Because they're too fucking stuck in their little fucking book.
Yeah.
Move on, brother.
That's it. You're squandering your own potential.
Exactly, man.
Especially
if things happen for reasons.
That's it.
Accept that. Like, stop thinking that you are above God. Stop thinking that you know better. Your ego is keeping you down. Oh, but I'm a fucking engineer. Oh, you fucking shit one. So fucking get a new job.
Yeah.
It's probably not for you.
That's 100% it. 100% it.
It's ego, bro.
Yeah.
It's ego.
Ego's a killer of a lot of things.
It's crazy, man. Like, this is off topic, but I remember when I was growing up, shit at school, shit at that, shit at this. Get a trade, do something, that you fit in with society, do something. And look where it got me.
Yeah.
I got a trade and I thought, I was concrete or whatever else. I tried Sparky, bro. Fucking ruined that.
Yeah,
ruined everything. But I only tried it because I thought, this is a respectable job. Like my parents would think I'm doing a good job here. Or I can say to people, I'm a Sparky.
Yeah.
But that used to mean so much to me. I'm a Sparky.
Yeah.
I can't just on the fucking scissor lift doing drugs and the fucking trade ball. It's like fucking dumb, man. Like, don't worry about other people. Don't worry about that ego and that thing that makes you feel like you need to be something that you're not for someone else.
No, 100%.
Just follow what you want to do.
Yeah. Stay true to your word and stay true to yourself.
100%, brother. I reckon we wrap it up there, bro.
Yeah, man.
I appreciate you, brother.
Thank you, Michael.
I'll see you soon.
Yeah, mate.
Thank you, bro.